And visualization has a lot to do with it. The reason why most of us don't get the things that we desire is because we are constantly listening to the negative stuff that's out there. When we were children, we had dreams. We had beautiful dreams. We dreamed that we could do things, that the whole world was a paradise. And as we grew older, not only did teachers and parents and friends, not only did they tell us that life was difficult, but they constantly gave us negative ideas. They used the word can't constantly, and what if, and all of these doubtful statements. And most of the suffering that we're doing now, later in life, is due to these negative things that we were told. In personal magnetism, we learn to get rid of all this negativity. In order to get rid of this negativity, you have to come face to face with that very negativity, because you see in life there are two poles, there are two polarities. There is that which is good and that which is evil. And I know that there are organizations and individuals that follow the idea that evil only exists if you want to see it, and that's all very nice, but it does exist. It's out there. Now, what we do in personal magnetism is confront that evil. We see that it exists, and once we see that it exists, then we are in a position to not look at it, to be like the wise monkey, not see evil, and we have nothing to do with it because we know already what it is and we know where it comes from. In volume 1 of the Personal Magnetism Home Study Course on All Human Powers, you will have your ego and your intelligence torn to pieces. The reason for this is that we're living in this world and we think we're so great. We think we are just big deals. Now, we are big deals, but we only become big deals when we can confront that evil out there, when we can confront that negativity and deal with it, and then not have to suffer by it. So in volume 1, you will have your whole intelligence, your inflated ego, torn apart to leave you as innocent as a child. And only in this condition can you connect yourself up to a greater power, which is all around us. This isn't religion. I'm not trying to sound religious. These are scientific facts. Anybody can try it. You can try the principles in volume 1 of the course. You can do the 14-day experiment at the back of the book, which is absolutely fantastic and will change many of these negative things that you are now suffering from, and all of us have at one time suffered from. But anyway, let's get back to the story. Then we went to live into another house as a child, and the third house that I lived in before coming to the United States was right next to the sea. So I went to sleep at night listening to the sound of the sea, and it was very beautiful. And within the yard there were two houses. My grandmother lived in one of the houses, and it was a smaller house. It was more like a shack with the tin roof. So on the days that it rained, then I would hear the rain and I would hear the sea. How many of you had these beautiful, beautiful childhood experiences? When I would take trips into the country and the island from my aunt's farm, I have experienced complete peace. In other words, no sound of airplanes or cars or anything, but just total, total silence. How many of you have ever experienced that? So silent that you could hear the bees. Now, we can, even in this life today, so full of noise, so full of machines, so full of smog and all kinds of negativity, we can go back to childhood. We can recreate all the beauty that we had in childhood right now in the present. And some of these things are done through the study of the personal magnetism that I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes. I came to the United States at the age of 13, and Didn't become a citizen right away. In fact, I waited a few years because I wanted to make sure that this was the country that would be my country, and it was. I considered America the greatest country in the world, and it's a type of land that you can do what you want to do. And fortunately, within recent years, there's so many can'ts on the line that it's unbelievable. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can do this, you can't do that. And we have to get rid of that word can't. We have to help build a civilization without crime. A civilization where you can do anything. You can park anywhere. You can lie down and rest anywhere. We can prevent car smoke and oil. We can achieve these things, and we are achieving them gradually. The age that we've just gone into, which is the psychic age, is a short age, and people perhaps don't know that the caveman days, that age lasted for many, many years, and each succeeding age has lasted less and less time until now that we're in the psychic age. It's a very short age, and I read something about a famous psychic not long ago. I don't pay too much attention to psychics, but nevertheless, there was something good in what I read, in that it appears that this age will be now so short, and it's this age of enlightenment, the age of progress, and even those that don't want to make progress, those that don't want to improve themselves, will be forced to improve themselves by those who want to improve themselves. Now, you and I know that it's very difficult to help anyone if they don't want to help themselves, but if the influence which is around is positive, if we have a 90% positivity, will influence the remaining 10% that don't want to advance. Now it so happens that the cards that turn, this is not the way it is right now. We have 10% that are more or less progressive, and 90% that are backward, that are comfortable in their way of life, and they won't go forward. They don't want to do anything. They close their eyes to all the negativity. In personal magnetism, we're taught that there are 7 kingdoms of existence. The first kingdom is the mineral kingdom, then you have the vegetable kingdom, then the animal kingdom, then the lower human, the middle human, the higher human, and the superhuman. You can consider this a theory, but it's not very difficult to see the truth behind it. All you have to do is open your eyes and see what's out here. The superhuman kingdom contains probably maybe not even a dozen on the whole planet, dozen people. The higher human kingdom contains probably 10%. These are the people that are doing things. These are the people that are getting ahead in life. These are the people that are progressive. These are the people that take responsibility for what they do. These are the people that take time out to improve themselves, that take time out to confront the negativity in the world and get past that negativity. These are the people that are doing things. As a matter of fact, most of the creations of the world today that make life easier for us were invented and created by these 10%. That the other 90% are the herd. They just go along with everybody else. And out of these 90%, you probably have 20% that are in the lower human kingdom and 70 that are in the middle human kingdom. And the middle human kingdom is probably the worst because they just go along blind. They choose the middle path. Oh, well, you know, indifference, indifference, indifference. They just drift from day to day. One of the things that you will learn on the personal magnetism course is that you've got to get rid of this drifting, this day-to-day drifting. You have to replace this drifting with self-effort. In personal magnetism, we always look at both sides of the story, the positive and the negative. When you're working on your traits of character, you work with the positive traits and also with the negative traits, as you will see as soon as you get volume 1.